going on there, guys? We back with another one, and I know we all sitting around watching the NBA draft lottery right now, but we saw Adam Silver deliver his first statement with Malika Andrews on Ja Morant, and he is not happy. You could tell by his delivery, his mannerisms, and everything is he's dumbfounded that Ja has found himself in this predicament so soon again. And Malika asked him about some of the conversations that transpired the last time Ja was facing this same situation, same scenario. Seemed like it was only like 2 months ago max, 2 or 3 months ago. Well, Adam Silver unleashed, man, and I'm gonna let him cook right quick, and I'll be back with my commentary.
Before he was reinstated after his suspension last time, he flew to New York, he sat down, he met with you. What did you say to him about how much more severe it would be if he did this again?
Well, we talked directly about the consequences first before we got to a subsequent potential to have done something wrong. We were very focused on the misconduct that was in front of us at the time. And frankly, most of our conversation was about how incredibly serious the first incident was of waving, a firearm on social media. And again, and the consequences there, an 8-game suspension was pretty serious and something that he, at least to me, seemed to take incredibly seriously in that time. And we spoke for a long time about not just the consequences that could have on his career, but the safety issues around it. Could have injured, maimed, killed himself, someone else with an act like that. And also the acknowledgement that, as you said, he's a star. I mean, he has an incredibly huge following. Yeah. And that my concern, and I thought he shared with me, that millions, if not tens of millions of kids globally would see him as having done something that was celebrating in a way. That act of using a firearm in that fashion. And so I at least was left with the sense that he was taking this incredibly seriously. So honestly, I was shocked when I saw this weekend that video. Now, we're in the process of investigating it, and we'll figure out exactly what happened to the best we can then. It's the video's a bit grainy and all that, but I'm assuming the worst, but we'll figure out, exactly what happened there.
I don't know about you guys when you hear that, but I hear a man that's very disappointed, feels betrayed. That's what I said in my other video. He has feelings of betrayal. Not only him, the head coach of the Grizzlies, the general manager, the owner of the Grizzlies, everyone who's going to bat for him in the media. All these guys feel betrayed because Ja looked them in the face, and you could tell even Jalen Rose feels like he was played into doing that interview, because you know how it looks for Jalen Rose to do it. And it's somebody like Ja, especially if he turns around and then does something like this to follow it up so quickly. So it sounds like Adam Silver, everybody talking about 25, 30 games. This may be up there with Gilbert Arenas' suspension, man. May lean on the side of 50. May not quite be 50, but in that ballpark, 40 to 50 games. Sounds like 40 minimum, because he wants to send a message to repeat offenders. And I ain't talking about just repeat offenders, but you can't do this and less than 2 months later, you back doing the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? So he's wanting to send a message, and it's going to be harder for all the players that come after him, that try to pretend like they in the streets, dangling guns, all that. No, man. Because if you look at Adam Silver, he's way more lenient than like a David Stern. Those Miles Bridges albums that, well, I don't know if he dropped the album, but those songs and those videos he was coming out with would have had them taken down the same day. First time they would have came across his desk, he would have called MJ up. And I'm surprised, like, MJ running his franchise is allowing it. But You know, Miles Bridges talking about grabbing the sticks and doing all this, that, and the third. And then, you know, he gets into the altercation with the mother of his kid. But I say that to say he's a lot more lenient, allowing them to express themselves through song. You know what I'm saying? Because David Stern would have stopped that right away. He only allowed Shaq to rap because Shaq didn't rap about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, Ja Morant is about to get a hefty suspension, guys. I don't know what to expect, but you can hear in his tone, and he waited. I find that interesting. He waited to the night of the NBA draft lottery where he knew everyone had high anticipation, everybody be tuned in to see where Victor Wembanyama goes. That's when he makes his official statement, and right before the Lakers and Denver Nuggets series. It sounds like the suspension is going to be so huge that it's going to affect the Grizzlies' fortune next year. You know, they made the playoffs, so they ain't going to have like a top draft pick, but they're going to be without Ja for a lot of the year, and it's going to give Tyus Jones a chance to start for a very long time next year. We're going to see how the Grizzlies perform, because the flip side of this is the team's been performing well when Ja is not there. So if they start off the season and say if Ja suspended 50 games, let's just start at the top. He suspended like 50 games and what they have 32 games left. Say the team is like 35 and 15 or 33 and 17 when Ja come back. They're gonna be looking at him like, is he worth this risk? Because the team is playing extremely well without him. And the ugly thing about all this, man, is people were arguing, was Dillon Brooks made the scapegoat for how this season went. And obviously, the argument leans more that way now because we see it's Ja and his lack of leadership that is the biggest problem for this franchise. But hey, man, I want to know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.